Good morning.
K-Cup's in the cabinet. Good morning. It is Thursday, July the 6th, which I believe is going to be the 247th anniversary of George Washington having the Declaration of Independence read to the Colonial Army, which was a morale booster for them because it finally showed them that since they had been fighting since 1775, had driven the British out of Boston, were in New York trying to defend it for reasons unknowable to this day, but they were, the Continental Congress had this habit of kind of vacillating about what was really going on, and the Declaration of Independence and the public statement from 55 members of the Continental Congress that we are fighting to be independent from England kind of put the fancy people in Congress in the same boat as the Army. And so it was a build-up for them. So, some things, like the Declaration of Independence, 4th of July, we pick specific dates for them to celebrate and remember, but a lot of stuff is much more processed than that. There's more steps involved than we really sometimes admit. So anyway, that's my historical musing for the moment. Let's get started. Let's see, first waking. I am not the captain of my own destiny, nor even of this new day. That is instead the coffee is the captain. And so I renounce anew all claim to my own life and desires. I am only yours, O Lord. Lead me by your mercies through these hours, that I might spend them well, not in harried pursuit of my own agendas, but rather in good service to you. Teach me to shepherd the small duties of this day with great love. Excuse me. Tending faithfully those tasks you place within my care, and tending with patience and kindness the needs and hearts of those people you place within my reach. Nothing is too hard for you, Lord Christ. I deposit now all confidence in you that whatever these waking hours bring, my foundations will not be shaken. At day's end, I will lay me down again to sleep, knowing that my best hope is well kept in you. In all things, your grace will sustain me. Bid me follow, and I will follow. Amen. Mm-hmm. So it is Thursday, and we are supposed to have a tip.
Yeah.
Did you come up with a tip?
I did not.
I have a tip for you.
Awesome.
Don't bet on the fat horse. It won't be fast. One letter makes all the difference. You want to bet on the fast horse.
Awesome.
My tip, or the tip for the day, and sometimes these recycle, and it's more of a reminder. But you've heard us say this before if you've watched these videos for the 3 years that we have done them. It is not a bad thing to make a list. When you have things that need to be done and remembered. For example, we're going to Praiseworks next week, which, because it is way cooler than like typical youth camp, because it's worship and leadership and discipleship, and it's at Ouachita, and it's awesome. It's hard to say, well, we're going to youth camp next week. But, that is what our church does for youth camp, because 50% of our youth group wants to go to Praiseworks, and the other 50% doesn't seem to care. And since I'm the pastor, I get to make that decision. So we're going to Praiseworks next week, and we have a list of things that you need to take. If you're going to be gone for a week, live in a college dorm, deal with the various things of church summer camp life, there are certain things you're going to need for the week. And coffee. Even with being in our mid-40s. Mid-40s.
Yeah. I can claim mid-40s.
Mid-40s.
This year, too. Yeah.
Yeah, mid-40s. We're in our mid-40s. Even being in our mid-40s and having years and years of experience of travel, going overnight, whether it's to youth camps, to business travel, vacation travel all the way back to when we were kids, moves, whatever else. We've traveled. We know things that you need. Clean clothes, toiletries, all those things.
Well, and we've the first year to Joyworks was 2013. So this specific experience we've done just a few times.
Just a few times.
So we know that there's no circulation in the rooms, so you need a fan.
All these things are up here. You know what she has done? What she does every year. She has sat down, and I don't know if you've done it in writing or on the computer.
It's on a notepad, so we can just stick it up where everybody can see it.
Okay. She has made a list. Things that each of the individuals going. She needs, I need, Stephen needs. Things that we need a batch of for the girls and a batch of for the guys. Things that are group, etc. There is a list, and we will work down that list before we pull out Monday morning to go. We'll make sure that we have hit everything on that list. That is a part of preparation. The other thing that we do in that is we go through and we'll review the list. What? Toothpaste isn't on the list. Oh, like toothpaste. If you think of something, you look at the list, you see if it's there. If it's not, you write it on there. And like with a packing list for the week, no detail is too small. Like toothpaste. Now, we'll typically, one line, toothbrush / toothpaste. Or tooth will even simply suffice. All the stuff necessary for my tooth. Teeth, okay. But all that goes there. Even though it's repetitive, there's no reason to keep it in our heads and to add that stress. Likewise, there are repetitive tasks. There are about 17 component, that's actually right, I think. It's about 17 component tasks that I have broken weekly sermon prep down into. I have a digital to-do list keeper called Nosby. I've worked around through about 47 different kinds. I don't like any of them perfectly. Nosby is the best for me at this point. But each one of those components is on the list. You do this, you do this, you do this, you do this as part of the preparation. And then next week, guess what? That list will show up again, and I will work through it in free times at camp or during choir rehearsals, etc., because I don't have to go to choir rehearsal because I don't sing. So all of that processes through. So make lists.
And here's something you need to know about this tip. I'm the checklist addict. I'm the person who writes something down just so I can check it off. Write something down that I just finished just so I get to check it off. That's my personality. That's not necessarily his personality. So this reminder is coming from somebody who doesn't automatically love checklists, but sees the benefit of them. And so that's the other thing, the other aspect of this tip is sometimes beneficial things aren't natural to our personalities. Sometimes the things that are wise to do take a little effort and take some convincing that they need to be done. Sometimes just because it's natural to one person doesn't mean that it's not useful to us. There are a lot of things that are not natural to my personality that I have to adopt for the same reasons. So just recognize that the person giving you this tip today is not the one who is addicted to checklists. It's the one who has discovered their usefulness. There's a book entitled The Checklist Manifesto by Atul Gawande. And it shows up in Amazon as actually being a medical book because it started with, it is based off of medical research, but in essence, the guy tracks through the research that they did of creating checklists for physicians and surgeons, and the reduction. Do you know more people are killed by medical mistakes in the United States of America every year than by firearms? On the news every day you will find somebody fussing about epidemic of gun violence. More people are killed not by medicine not working, not by, hey, this is a surgery with a 30% chance
And guess what? You didn't get the 30. You needed to roll 15 or higher, and you didn't, and you died. But just straight mistakes, whether it's things being coded wrong, a doctor or somebody, a pharmacist filling a prescription wrong, your kidney specialist not realizing that your lung specialist had you on a medicine that was going to interact badly with the medicine that your kidney specialist put. Those kinds of things, surgical errors, etc. More people are killed by medical mistakes in the United States of America than by firearms. And one of the simplest reductions that meets resistance from people is giving doctors and nurses and medical professionals a straight up checklist every time you do this, because I just want to go by feel. And yes, you want your doctor to be personable, but they should be checking off. Did I check weight? Did I check this? Did I check? Patient complains of this problem. Did I check this, and this?
Well, and sometimes they look at it and go, okay, I'm smarter than that. That's just obvious. But in the middle of stuff, you don't always remember every single detail.
There is a checklist and a decision tree when you are in surgery. Did you do this? Did you do that? The whole thing with count the sponges. That's a checklist addition to make sure somebody counts the sponges, to make sure you got all the sponges out of somebody in an operator. Did you remember to do this and this? All those kinds of things. Doctors need checklists. You need a checklist. It is a helpful method to take it out of your head, especially if it's a repetitive procedure, or if it's we don't need to miss anything. Work down the list. So anyway, make a list. Use your list, which is its own separate battle.
Yeah.
But make your list. Use your list. You will be amazed. Many people's jobs would go so much easier if they would make a list, and that would enable them to get the functional parts of their job handled more efficiently, which would buy you space for the relational aspects of your job. So, make a checklist. Use it. Follow it. Improve it as you go. One of the things that you can do that leaves your job better for the next person is clarity of what it is. Now, you may say, they'll just throw it away. Well, that's their own stupid fault, okay? You can't fix everybody. But make your list. Okay. All right. Let's wrap this up. I think that's the next thing on the list.
I don't remember. Have we read that?
I don't think so.
Psalm 61.
We didn't put it on the list.
Yeah, we need to get back to making a list for this,
yes,
so that we can keep track of everything. We need to take our own advice. God, hear my cry. Pay attention to my prayer. I call to you from the ends of the earth when my heart is without strength. Lead me to a rock that is high above me. For you have been a refuge for me, a strong tower in the face of the enemy. I will dwell in your tent forever and take refuge under the shelter of your wings. Selah. God, you have heard my vows. You have given a heritage to those who fear your name. Add days to the king's life. May his years span many generations. May he sit enthroned before God forever. Appoint faithful love and truth to guard him. Then I will continually sing of your name, fulfilling my vows day by day. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for the cooler weather, and thank you for the blessing of being yours. I pray that you will help us to be diligent with the things that you've put before us today. In your holy name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we go.